Hi guys, welcome back to Ben Goes Biking. Thank you for being here. As always, today I'm going to be talking about 8 things you need to think about when looking at a new motorcycle. So recently I've been out at the showrooms having a look around and looking at possible contenders to replace my CB500. And it got me thinking, for people who are going out for the first time looking at bikes, or people who haven't bought bikes in a while, these are just a couple of things that you could bear in mind that might help you come to a decision on what bike is right for you. So, jumping in at number 1, the first thing that you definitely need to consider, it's a big one. It's going to have a whole number of factors just in this one bit alone, which is, are you going to buy new or second hand? And there's nothing wrong with either one. Some people prefer to buy second hand and do a bit of work on the bike themselves. Some people don't want the fuss of that and they want to just buy brand new. Second hand is obviously going to be a lot cheaper, so possibly a good contender for people buying their first bike who have just spent all their money on training, don't have a lot of cash around for a bike. But brand new is very exciting. I mean, I was quite fortunate and bought my bike brand new, and there is something quite special about rolling it out the dealership and having the miles set on 0 because there's no miles on the bike. That was pretty cool. So it's something that I would definitely recommend you think about, whether you feel like you absolutely need something brand new or something secondhand is going to suit you. It's going to have a big impact on everything else, really, which I will get into. Whether you decide to go new or secondhand kind of falls into all the other categories I'm going to talk about. So, number 2, what is your budget for a bike? Again, this is going to have a massive impact on what kind of bike you can get, what size bike you can get. And when I talk about budget, I don't just mean the upfront cost of buying the bike. Think about the other costs that may be related with that bike. Find out what the service charges are at your local showroom. Find out petrol prices. I mean, that's a small thing, but if it's got a bigger tank and you only budget yourself to a certain amount, just get to know kind of the financials behind your bike. What kind of tyres does it normally use? Or what tyres you use, how expensive they're going to be to put on that specific bike you've got. So yeah, important to know what you've got to spend on a bike, but also just have a look at the kind of, not hidden costs, but all the costs behind the scenes of actually owning a bike. So at number 3, what is your need for the motorbike? It's a big one. Everyone has a motorbike for a different purpose. Some people have them as their main mode of transport, getting from A to B 5 days a week. Some people just have them for a bit of fun at the weekend. You seriously need to consider what your need for the bike is, and that is going to have an impact on what style of bike you go for. For example, with me, like I said, I got the CB500X because I needed something upright, quite sensible, and it's been brilliant. But now I'm at the point when I'm looking at bikes where I'm not using it all the time for commuting. I get out on it for more enjoyment purposes now, which means when I'm looking at bikes, I can look at something maybe a little more racy, something that doesn't need to be quite as sensible. So, number 4, how are you going to cope with the bike? And what I mean by this is, make sure that you go and sit on the bike, take it for a test ride. Know that you are going to be comfortable on that bike if you're going on long journeys or just for your need. Even if it's just your 20-minute commute to work, make sure that you're going to be comfortable on that bike for at least that 20 minutes. Because people have different things, which means they can't ride certain types of bikes. Like for me, I've broken my arm 3 times, which means I don't really get along with sports bikes because of the position. So it's something to consider. Just make sure that you are going to be able to cope with using that bike day in, day out if you need to. Okay, at number 5, is the bike in your skill set? Now, this is an important one. You probably heard me mention it loads of times in the past, but yes, you want to upgrade to a bike that is new, exciting, bigger than what you've been on before, but is that going to be right for you? Because I know when I first got my bike, I was looking at 1000cc bikes and thinking, oh my god, they're amazing, I want one. And I would not have been ready for a bike like that back then. I'm probably still not ready for one now. So just make sure that, again, you ride it, you know that you are going to be able to control that bike comfortably and it not scare the living shit out of you every time you get on it, because that will put you off the bike for sure. Okay, in at number 6, and this is a good one to do a lot of research on, is how easy is it to get parts and accessories for the bike? Because this is a big thing, because yeah, it's great you got your new shiny bike, but when it goes wrong, you want to know that you're going to be able to get your bike back on the road quite quickly. And sometimes you hear that parts have to come in from all kinds of different places, which means it can delay repairing your bike. So if you're expecting, or you can't be without your bike for that long, have a look and make sure that you know that parts are going to be in with 2 to 3 days wait time, not kind of 6 to 12 weeks, for example, because and then also you want to have a look at the accessories. I mean, there are millions and millions of accessories out for bikes, but what's compatible with your bike? If you're going for a certain thing, if you want to do touring and you need a certain set of luggage, make sure that's compatible with your bike before you get it. So yeah, just do a bit of research into, can you get what you need for the bike when you need it? In at number 7, will you find the bike boring? That's the other thing. I've spoken about bikes being out of the skill set and kind of too much for someone, but you also want a bike that is exciting. You look forward to getting onto it. So it goes on the other end of what I was saying earlier. Make sure that you find a bike that challenges you, you enjoy riding, because otherwise if it's too slow, too small, and it doesn't give you that challenge when you're out on the road, you're probably just going to put it in the garage and forget about it, which is what no one wants. Bikes are there for enjoyment. So it's a tough one to weigh up. You want to make sure that you're not overdoing the limits, but you don't want to be kind of too much in the safe zone where you're not enjoying motorbikes, because that would just be the worst in my mind. And then number 8, like I said throughout all of this, is have you put in the research? Make sure that you go through everything you want before you make that final decision on a bike. I mean, because a bike's a big commitment. You put a lot of money into it. You end up with it for 2 to 3 years. Some people have them for longer. You're going to end up with the bike for a while. So put in the research. Make sure that bike is going to be how you want it to be. You can get what you need for it. And if there's things that you can't find or you're not sure, go to the dealership, ask around, get on the bike, go see them, ride them, do all the research you possibly can to make sure you have the bike that is going to be absolutely spot on for you. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. This has been the 8 things to think about when looking at new motorbikes. I hope it's given you something to consider, and just, yeah, I hope it helps. I really do. As always, thank you for watching. In the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to get my Atlas 3 helmet from Ruroc, which was launched not too long ago. Can't wait for it to arrive. What I'm going to do probably just a quick unboxing video, just show you how it looks, first initial impressions of it, and then 2 to 3 weeks after I've been using it, I'll probably do a little bit of a review, let you know my thoughts. If you guys could leave a like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Hope to see you back on the channel soon. Bye.